Welcome to This Week in Nerf, your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. I'm Adriana, and we have a lot of things to talk about. Some things new, some things old, new events, some reminders, maybe even a leak. Special correspondent Drac has a very exciting announcement for us.
Whoa! So Endwar details have been announced, and they're really easy. Everything that you need to know is...
Well, it seems like we've had some technical difficulties, so I guess I'll just go over everything just in case. Georgia Southern University in Statesboro, Georgia will be hosting Endwar this year on June 21st to 23rd. Make sure you're there on Friday for what, in my opinion, is the best part, FoamCon. We'll be there along with a ton of other creators and vendors. Just seeing everyone you feel like you know through the internet is incredible and worth the trip. HVZ will bridge Friday evening into Saturday afternoon with nothing that night so we can all hang out and eat and be chill. Sunday is the Foam Pro Tour. I have no idea what that entails, but competitive Nerf is super exciting for me, and I am really excited to see what details are coming soon. All the links that you're going to need for registration are in the description, along with the rules, and if you want to showcase yourself or your work at FoamCon, there is an application for that, and it is definitely worth trying. In other large event news across the pond, FoamFest is next weekend in Wigan. It looks like it'll be a spectacular time, and I wish that I could be joining you. There are links in the description to their event page and all the relevant information, as well as a timestamp to our news video where we first spoke about it. Since many of you will be flying to Endwar and other large events, our next story comes at a fitting time. The U.S. government is banning lithium batteries as cargo on passenger aircraft. How does this affect us? Well, it doesn't. The FAA has already had rules in place for passengers that mirrored the rules that are in this new ban. It mostly changes how companies will ship large quantities of batteries. But as many of us will be flying with our blasters and LiPo batteries over the summer, it's really good to know what the correct procedures are. If you're bringing LiPo batteries, they must be in your carry-on bag that you take with you on the plane, and the connectors should be covered. E-tape works pretty well for this. We found it's helpful to take them out during the security check and place them in the plastic tray along with your electronic devices because it's basically a brick with wires coming off. Suspicious. At least to the automated scanning robots. Blasters must go in your checked bag if you don't wish to lose them. They do not like gun-shaped objects coming with you on the plane. Batteries on your person, blasters in your checked bag. You'll get through just fine. It's unclear if there will be fines for placing LiPo batteries in cargo, so just be on the safe side and carry them on. For those of you who are considering getting the worker version of the Caliburn, Captain Slug has created a spreadsheet outlining all of the changes that were made and which parts are and are not compatible, so check out the description for the link to that. The mini Caliburn remix called the Talon Claw got a pretty sweet new accessory. Gabriel Go created the full Doom Shroud, which I think looks awesome. He was kind enough to post the files on Thingiverse, so if you want to deck out your tiny Talon-only mini Caliburn, you can. I hope that this remix platform gets even more support because it looks so cool. Speaking of Talons, many of you are wishing you could print your own, and Tentacles, creator of the Katana magazines, has answered with another 3D printed solution, the Thanhlon. It's two body pieces that dovetail nicely together with a follower powered by our drum spring. There have been a couple changes that should make functionality a little bit better as well. The interior faces are knurled in a way that tricks your printer into printing with the grain orientation in a way best suitable for the follower and the darts to just slide along the edge. And I really love that there is a built-in jungling feature. If you use the extender sleeves instead of the end cap sleeve, you can put two mags butt to butt. Did I mention they're extendable? I love that 3D printing has brought us so many options, and I'm really excited to see how great these look when you start color coordinating with your blasters. There's even more community-focused news. Jesse demonstrated a working prototype rival FDL this week. It featured selectable fire modes, including full auto, and on-the-fly capability to switch with proton pack systems. I imagine this is what he's planning to rock at Endwar this year. And we can't wait to see this thing in person, and can I just say that the innovation over at Project FDL HQ has been incredible lately? What's next for Project FDL? FDL's in space? Also, I love seeing people doing interesting things with the Out of Darts proton packs. Speaking of which, Luke Goodman, aka Out of Darts, was featured in an article on Hackaday this week. It mostly just talks about how he uses 3D printing to make Nerf blasters better, but also that he sells everything you need to mod Nerf blasters. We think that it is amazing how much our hobby has started to break into the mainstream bit by bit. We saw Captain Xavier on local news channels last year, and this year Luke keeps popping up in big places. There's likely going to be a huge influx of new members to all the online communities this year, so be ready to help these newbies and try to show some patience. I think we should welcome these people into the hobby and help them along the way to Nerfy fun. With the huge influx of community-created blasters like the Pigeon and the Falcon and their various remixes, Flywheel the World is getting their first full-scale production run. This means prices will soon be much lower, but even cooler than that is they'll be giving away a free set of wheels to anyone who has previously bought a set at the current price. So keep an eye on their social media to claim your free wheels if that applies to you. And it still amazes me that this community is able to create actual products to support projects that are 100% community-based. Who needs Hasbro? We can only get bigger from here. Now, onto our headline story, we have an exclusive first look at a real-life rival Jupiter. We were able to get some pretty clean images from Alpaca, who has been on fire with the leaks lately. As we figured, this is a large blaster that looks to be almost as big as a long strike, which is what we would expect for a rival sniper rifle. There's not much more to say about the external images except that it's just nice to get a better look at it. What's really interesting is Alpaca cracked his open to show us the internals. As far as we can see, there's no gears, which is something our hobby has always hated due to how unreliable they are. Unfortunately, in true Hasbro fashion, it looks loaded with locks. Hopefully these don't affect the reliability of the blaster, as many people choose Rival for their good stock performance if they don't like modding. What's odd is that the priming bars are black when the rest of the internals are other colors. It seems strange to me they'd be plastic of a different color, so could these be metal? Also, that plunger tube is massive. I think we're going to see some really impressive numbers out of these when they get in the hands of modders with an abundance of K26. Other than that, it looks like the internal mag works just as the community predicted it would, but what's interesting is there's about 2 balls worth of dead space behind the mag. A little bit of tube and a longer spring would up the capacity of the Jupiter for sure. Thanks Alpaca for this exclusive look at the upcoming Jupiter. Completely natural segue. I just needed more eyes on this build because it is incredible. The Nerf combat robot looks like a Mars rover crossed with a battlebot. It features 2 Nemesi with a massive hopper that holds thousands of rounds, as well as a couple Titan rocket launchers. I can imagine a few game modes where this thing would be a great addition. Just think if you added a button for each team for a Juggernaut game mode, and then whichever team hit the button, it fights for them until it's hit by the other team, and so cool. We were debating the Nerf robot and this sweet, sweet rainbow swordfish build for Mod of the Week, but leave it to Clowny to make all our planning fly out the window at the last minute. This weird Canon XBZ integration is one of the most creative things we've seen for a long while. It is way more than a nice paint job. The integration is very clean, and it looks like it should have been designed this way from the start. He took a toy cannon launcher thing from Jake and the Neverland Pirates and stuck it to a Zuru bug attack crossbow stock, and then the firing mech skull is off of a random Halloween decoration. The paint job has some of the best weathering that we've seen, and he has different attachments to make the XBZ fire megas, elites, even a shotgun blast of half-lengths. Holy carp, this thing is cool. Awesome job, Clowny. Video of the week is from Bradley Phillips. He recently posted a fairly in-depth comparison of the performance of full-length versus half-length darts in his FDL. The results really surprised me as they were different from what I had experienced in my own full versus half-length dart experiments, albeit on a vastly different platform. There's a lot that can be learned from tests like this, and I am very happy that I have more data to look at than just my own testing. And I hope that more people create and share videos like this one. There are so many factors that affect the performance of a Nerf blaster, and I want to learn them all. Okay, that is the end of the video, so like, subscribe, bell. Oh goodness, okay. We're hitting the set, everything is fine, all of the links you're ever going to need. Seriously, so many links are in the description, so take a look at that instead of asking me. Just look. Do we get everything? We got everything. Goodbye. We done?
I think we're done.
I want to be done. My feet hurt.